Thank you very much, Lady Denta. First of all, let me say welcome to our court, to all of you. I am truly, truly honored to be here and to welcome those of you who are here, each of you very special. But you know, our history and our stories have been fragmented for so long. A bit of America here, a bit of Caribbean here, a bit of Africa here. And the thought that these things could ever come together as one has been intimidating to some, but elevating to the rest of us who know what it is to be walking alone when we should be walking together. This year represents 400 years that the country was first settled. Not settled, sorry, landed upon by the British, and the settlements came thereafter. And we all know that the history has been patchy. We need to remember history to make sure that it is never repeated. But I tell people all the time that my eyes, however, are in the front of my head. And therefore, if we accept that, then we accept that it is our responsibility to build on what we have. We have in us a DNA of resilience and excellence. Because to go through what we went through generation after 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 generation. Have I got to 14 or 15 yet? I don't think so. In your time. So imagine what they were when they were enjoying and dreaming for freedom. We now have it. But are we going to look at it and let it leave our hands? No. Are we going to look at it and ignore the power of it? Are we going to look at it and let others control us still and control our story? We say no. And one of the reasons why my government was so adamant in opening up embassies in Africa when we came to office in 2018 is that we were committed to reclaiming our Atlantic destiny. And that is what we've done. And for those who questioned it, I ask you, apart from this conference here and these awards here, how many others have we had over the course of the last few years? They have more than justified the opening of the embassy because of the opening of the commercial, diplomatic, historical, and cultural relations. There are some big ticket items still for us, like getting the plane being a continued scheduled plane. And I have confidence that that will eventually happen, because I'm a Jimmy Cliff girl. You can get it if you really want. But you just try and try and try. You'll succeed at last. And the truth is that we're getting closer to that point. By the same token, when we walk through and we begin to understand what each other is doing, how many people in this room came into here knowing that there is a Caribbean perfumery industry establishing right here in Barbados and making perfume from rum? How many people in this room came in knowing that this was the country that first started the commercial manufacturing of rum? How many people in this country are aware that we have also been exporting people who are attaining excellence wherever they go? And I want to salute Paul, please. Paul Carmichael, please raise your hands. Paul is a Barbadian who opened a restaurant in New York City just about 5-6 months ago, 8 months ago, Kabawa, and New York Times 2 months ago listed it at number 4 of the top 50 restaurants. So the story is that when given opportunity, our people can deliver. In this year, I'm happy that CARICOM heads of government and the Africa Union heads met for the second time, but for the first time in person, in Addis Ababa in September of this year. We have to be able to work together in a world that is as fragmented and as divided, and regrettably is moving on the basis of power and might, as opposed to a rules-based system that is fair, transparent, and level. And it is against that backdrop that we know, as we chair the V20 countries, Barbados took over the chairmanship of the V20 countries of the world, the climate vulnerable countries. There's 74 of them. We took over the chairmanship from Ghana, The Secretariat is in Accra, in Ghana, and we have been working to see how we can work better across the Global South to be able to deal with issues from climate to debt to health, because those three issues more than anything else are constraining the pathway for each of the countries to which I referred. So you are here, some of you for the first time. I want it not to be your last. And I want you to understand why this little rock, as small as it is so special. And why this rock, for good and for bad, regrettably, with the 1661 slave code, we led the rest in this part of the world. But we're equally leading the rest of the world with respect to how we feel strongly about the building of resilience and the need for a fairer financial system through the Bridgetown Initiative, which we have working with others across the global south. We may not always be able to win battles because of lack of size, but we can always lead on global strategic leadership, moral leadership, and on the things that make a difference to the quality of life of ordinary people. Because when you come from a small nation, you see people, you hear people, you feel people, you interact with people. And if you are true to understanding their experience, that is what makes our policy different, and that is what makes our policy responsive in the way in which it has. To Lady Denta, bringing this outside of Africa and bringing it to Barbados, for us is special. Our people must see their own people, and must feel their own people, and must see success in what people who look like them have achieved globally. And we're not trying to be invidious about it, but when you understand what Mr. Barrow, the father of independence of this nation, for those who are visiting, his picture is right there. Errol Barrow said to us when he talked about our mirror image of ourselves, it is because loving who you see is what is going to give you the confidence and the capacity to move through obstacles, to move up and up and up. And we have to be careful that we are not lulled into a false sense of security by the things that dumb us and by the things that give us apparent comfort, but really and truly stop us from thinking and stop us from moving ahead and stop us from being strategic. We live in a world where you need to understand your power, and you need to understand the power of working together with others. And by your bringing persons here who prior to their coming to this country and to this event may not have known each other, you have in fact added to building and strengthening the web of the African diaspora. We spoke at the conference of heads between CARICOM and AU about the importance of an Africa Commission. I'm happy that over the course of the last 3 years, we've also had the establishment of the Africa Export-Import Bank, Afrexim Bank in Barbados, the first location outside of Africa, and being able to serve in a meaningful way all of the member states of CARICOM, being able to expand the opportunities for us with respect to access to funding. These things are important because that is the prelude to commercial relationships. People tend to do business with whom they know as their bankers. And Rita Joe, you are here, so you know exactly what I mean. When you have comfort with those people, then that starts to open up the possibilities as we go forward. So I really want to commend you for bringing these awards here. I want to commend those of you who took the chance to come to Barbados and to recognize that you have now started a love affair that I hope you're ready to make others jealous for. And if I may say to you, we are worth it. I also want to say that it is important that we become a hub for the right reasons. That's right. We were a hub for the wrong reasons for too long. Yes. It is now important that we can play that role as a hub for the right reasons. Earlier this afternoon, I had the honor of meeting with His Majesty, Isandi King, and he has come here for this event as well. And many of you will learn that we are doing a major monument at Newton Slave Plantation that I hope that if you can come back for the opening, if not at some point after it is open, because it is important for us to start to tell our story in a way that reflects who we are and what we went through, rather than the perspective of somebody else who did not walk it through. But as I said, when we know that, so as not to repeat it, remember that the majority of our effort, however, is in moving forward. What are the investments we can make? What are the strategic alliances we can build? What are the bridges that need to be put in place, whether air and sea bridges, that will allow our people to move? And when are we going to take control of not just the creativity that allows our people to express themselves in music, in art, in movies, but in the modalities that control the industry as well, and not simply in the creativity to be used by somebody else. When we get there, then I know we are serious about coming together as a community. Thank you, and God bless you, and join our